Welcome, everyone, to another amazing episode of Agents in the Trenches, the real life stories of the struggles that agents and all of us are facing in this new market. And today we want to talk about outperforming your contenders, outperforming your competition. And right now, there's so many agents that are having to make the decision to really build up on their skill sets. And they're really feeling the pain and the struggle, which is real, of maybe not being ready to level up right now. So, what are they going to do? What is the solution? And that's what we want to talk about, because we have some amazing ideas that are actually helping agents to do exactly this. Get in front of their contenders, go for those listings, get in front of the sell by owners, expireds, buyers, and really outperforming the competition, because there's a lot of competition out there as far as options that buyers and sellers have for choosing a realtor. So today, to join me on this amazing topic is, as always, my running partner, Talia. So good morning, Talia. How you doing?
Good morning. Doing good. How are you?
It's actually good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, because I know we're going to be different people are going to be watching this on different times. But I'm excited that you're here with me. So, what is your thought on outperforming the competition? What are you hearing the agents that are in the mentorship program saying? What are they facing? What are they feeling?
So one of the biggest things, I speak to a lot of newer agents. So one of the biggest struggles is just that very fact is I'm new. What is my value proposition? I mean, I haven't sold houses before. This is going to be my first time in the business. So that's one of the biggest struggles that I'm hearing with the newer agents is how can I identify my value proposition if I haven't done anything yet?
Wow. And that is a big pain, right? Because now, so imagine how many agents are out there. I'm going to start sharing this live. And if you're watching on live, hit, hashtag live. If you're watching on replay, go ahead and drop hashtag replay and help us share this, because we want to be the solution to the struggle that so many agents are suffering, which is it's a real struggle. It's not something that is not affecting absolutely everyone. So what is the value proposition? And that's something that, there's a lot of agents that have gotten into the business in the last 5 years, and everyone was looking to sell. So if you walked up to a sell by owner and an expired, they had so much equity in their property that it was just a matter of showing up, right? You really didn't have to practice. You didn't have to role play. You didn't have to know how to handle objections. You didn't have to know how to control the conversation and be able to close and ask for the order. So right now, agents are going, head to head, being, face to face, belly to belly, nose to nose, toes to toes, like we say, with these sellers that don't have the same amount of equity that they were expecting, A, or B, that are seeing that, well, now if I sell my house, where am I going to go? So what is that value proposition? What are you bringing to the table? If people are working with buyers, right? How are you going to make or help that buyer? You can't make anyone, but how are you going to help that buyer, facilitate for that buyer that you are the right choice? So what are your thoughts on that? With what you know so far, right? And working with a lot of new agents and talking to a lot of new agents and having mentees that you're leading in the organization, what is your solution for them?
So one of the things you taught me, and it stuck with me for a long time, is that as a new agent, having a team, right? Saying that for the price of one, you get a whole team behind you. So if you have that, I think that alone is a huge value proposition, because you're letting the person know that you're not working alone, right? You have people to support you, back you up. And then in the event you're working with buyers and maybe you can't show a house at a specific time because you're doing something else, because you already set that expectation up front, saying that you work with a team, you're going to have leverage in another person to, hey, I have this this buyer, I can't make it to this showing on time, can you help me out here? And having a team that's able to say yes and support each other, right, collaborating with each other, that's a huge benefit in itself. So
I think that I think you're hitting on a really important point, and it's that there are a lot of lone wolf newer agents. And even, let me tell you, even agents that have been in the market for 10, 15 years, I've had conversation with those agents, and in looking at their production and looking at what they're able to do right now, they're realizing I am not being as profitable as I can be, and I'm working harder, and I'm not making, ends meet, or I'm burnt out, or I'm just tired of grinding. How many people are out there that they're just tired of grinding and, not building that traction? So this is something that, is affecting everyone, because remember, the newer agents that are out there as lone wolves, who are they going to? Who
Right.
is their community? Guys, I had a meeting yesterday with a top producer in the area, and we were discussing the lack of community, not having that community. And that's exactly what you're talking about, not being able to leverage your community, not being able to leverage the power of, look, Mr. or Mrs. Seller, look, Mr. Buyer or Mrs. Buyer, you're not just going to work with me. It's me and my team are going to be here to service you. Me and my team are going to make this process as seamless as possible. Me and my team are going to go up to bat for you. So you're not just hiring one agent, you're hiring a team of people, and really knowing that your team is going to show up and show out for you.
Yeah, and that's powerful. I mean, when you first told me that, I was like, yeah, I didn't understand it at first. I'm like, okay, all right. And then I thought about it a little bit more, and it's like, even when you go to Publix, right, and you see the deals, buy one get one, it's almost intriguing, even if you don't want it, right? Like you you see like a bottle of ketchup or whatever, and you're like, oh, it's buy one get one. That's a good deal. So you go and you buy the two ketchups when you didn't really need it, but the fact that you have more of it, it's really good, right? It's beneficial. So the same token as a buyer and a seller, it's like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna need your whole team, but it's nice to have it when if and when it happens that there might be a time to leverage that. So I think that's very powerful for sure.
Absolutely. And so when they are showing up, how are they positioning themselves to outperform the competition? Because there's still competition out there, not a lot. We have 7,000 agents in our local association, but only 500 of them, more or less, approximately every month, have a closing. That means that there are 6,500 people that went without a paycheck. And so to outperform your competition, you have to develop grit, and you have to develop the skills that you may not have, or that you need to brush up on, or that you need to, renovate, because what worked 5 years ago is not going to work. The consumer changed, and so who's the one that's holding people there accountable to get in the trenches and role play and practice? Because you're going to play at the level you practice, my friends. Agents right now are realizing, I'm weak. My skill set muscles are, wimpy. So who's going to hold these agents accountable, or how are agents being held accountable to, hey, you got to show up. Here's what you need to do.
Yeah.
What are your
And
thoughts on that?
that's a really good point. And going back to the lone wolf, right? You've always said you don't know what you don't know. So just picture that lone wolf, right? Navigating real estate by themselves and consuming data, right? Trying to consume data on what it looks like to be a real estate agent, but maybe they're consuming a lot of the wrong data. So they don't have anyone to kind of guide them and say, all right, this is what you should focus on. Maybe you should just focus on your scripts, right? Like how many times are you reading it a day, and how much are you practicing it? So not having that person to guide them, and that, okay, this is what you need to consume it. I'll come back and, we'll talk about it. We'll role play. We'll do this, so I think that is, I know it's lacking. I know it's lacking because of the amount of people that I speak to through the open house project, right? The people that I've talked to, and they say like, I'm watching videos, I'm doing this, doing that, and I just don't see like any progress. Like I don't really see it. I don't feel more confident. I don't feel more knowledgeable. And I'm like, it comes back to that. Okay, so who's helping you, right? Like who's guiding you. So it's a big struggle for sure, not having that person that you can lean on.
I think the biggest thing, even besides that, is where is the environment that's being facilitated for you to be able to show up and practice and be surrounded by people that are fired up, and be surrounded by people that, even if they're not feeling it, they're disciplined
Mhm.
enough to say, listen, I'm showing up, you need to show up. If you're in it, it's to win it, and you're going to have to do the things that it's going to take. So that leads me to the next question, and that is, you know, the agents are getting out there and they're having to outperform. They may not have the skill sets, and they may not have the environment to build these skill sets. Who is leading them? Who is leading them in the way that they should go?
That's a big question mark right there. It's a good question, because from what I'm hearing, they're not really being led, right? So, and it could be a little bit of the Asian as well, right? Because we've also heard Asians say, "Oh, I don't want to. I feel like I'm bothering. I don't want to bother," you know. So it could be from both sides, but somebody's got to give. You got to be the
Somebody's
Asian.
gonna lead, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing. So the other day, you and I were having a conversation, and actually, we caught it on video, right? Because I was like telling people what they needed to do. There's nothing more important that you need to do on May 30th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. than to be at the academy, so that you can learn how to, unveil your presence on social media. And so you had a really cute perspective to it, and you said, "Oh my God, you sound so demanding." And then I was like, it's true. It could be taken as demanding. But then when I reflected on it, I said, the thing is that once you reach a point where you're so confident in knowing what it needs and what it's going to take to make a comeback, and that's a big word. I want everyone that watches this now, later, whenever, you have to see yourself making a comeback. You have to see yourself planning out your best, most awesome, most outrageous, most powerful, most epic comeback. Because it's not a matter of, I'm not making money, I haven't made money in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. It's, what are you doing day in and day out? Because if you're doing the things that need to get done, you will make a comeback. And listen, let me tell you, I've always felt like I've been an underdog. I had everything that would have qualified me to fail in real estate. And the reason that I am who I am today is because I paid the price up front. I paid the price up front for my future, for my career, for building, a business that I can hire my own kids, for building, a legacy that I now dream with handing over to my grandchildren, and knowing that, hey, my grandchildren's children can do this, and my grandchildren's grandchildren's children can do this. So the question is, who's ready to make a comeback? Because we could talk about the struggles all day long, and yes, we have the solutions. I mean, we can touch on a little bit of the solutions that we put in place, like, the open house project, which is amazing, the mentorship program, which is phenomenal. We can talk about the, action plan that we put in place. Like, there is a proven formula. So I say all that to say this: there's nothing better than watching people win. In my world, in Lucy's world, I love to see my agents win. But my agents need to understand that no one's going to go to bat for them. It's no one's responsibility to go bat for you, but it is your brokers and your team leaders and my responsibility to create that environment. So my confidence comes out as demanding. My boldness comes out as demanding. My audacity of, what do you mean you're like telling us what we need to do? Somebody needs to lead you the right way. Somebody needs to lead the real estate agents in Southwest Florida down the right path to success, right? And if your broker and your team leader are in depressed mode, because I'll tell you a little secret, brokers are suffering. They're hemorrhaging. You know why I know? Because I was a broker for over 15 years. And when you're there with the liability, the risk, the overhead, the demands, everything that could come with being a broker. You walk around your office and it's empty because the agents aren't coming into the office. And then the end of the month, the closings aren't coming in, but the bills still kept coming in, right? The question is, so how long can you hemorrhage for? And so I'm having a lot of fun having conversations with a lot of these type of leaders and just asking them, hey, so what can we do to shift our people? Because the market already shifted, guys. Newsflash, the market shifted. You now have to shift. So what do you think about all that? Because I know I said a mouthful.
You did say a lot, but one of the things that I picked up on most, and we came back from the shareholders event not too long ago, and it was incredible to see Ed Milet, and he had mentioned in his speech about his father's story, right? And he said, someone helped him, right? And then he had mentioned what made him qualify to help his dad, and it was because he was in that same position. That man that helped his dad was in that same position. So I think that's where you, right, you're more than qualified because you also were there, right?
Yes.
And then that's why you're so passionate, and why it may come off as demanding and confident, because you know what it takes. So I think that's extremely powerful. And I also identify as an underdog. So, it's probably why I gravitated to you, because of, just the energy and like, okay, she made it out, I can make it out. And it's just super motivational and inspiring. So I just wanted to say that.
And I'm getting goosebumps as you're saying that, because thank you for reminding me, by the way, that, that is why I'm qualified to help people make money in real estate, because I come from being broke, busted, and disgusted. And I am qualified. And maybe I need to believe that more myself, right? Maybe I need to say that more to myself. Maybe I need to share that with the world more often, that, hey, you know what? Let me tell you something about me that you may not know. I am qualified to help people that are in a rut financially. New agents, experienced agents, team leaders, brokers, people that are now going through a difficult financial situation. I am qualified because, remember, when I got into real estate, I knew nothing about real estate. I was broke, busted, and disgusted with 2 little kids, didn't have 2 dimes to rub together or a window to throw it out, as they say. And then when I started as a team leader, I just had a big dream. I had a big desire. I can't say, humbly and transparently, I can't say that I knew what I was going to do to build a team. But luckily, I found someone that helped me. I found someone that believed in me more than I believed in myself. I found someone that was willing to invest in me, their time, their attention, their experience. I found someone that saw who I could become before I was even that person. And then I became a broker manager, and then I became a broker owner, and I did that, and now I'm looking back and I'm saying, man, these people can make such a huge comeback, but it's not going to be easy. But you know what? Get it out of your head. Who said it has to be easy? Does anybody think it's easy to stand at Walmart for 8 hours at a cash register? Does anybody think it's easy to have to check in and check out every single day building an empire for another person? Does anybody think it's easy to, be at somebody else's beck and call who is not, depositing in your life to build a future for you? Because there's a lot. Listen, I've got staff members, but I tell my staff members, I want to turn you with your effort and your loyalty and your commitment. I want to help you become one of my business partners, but it's up to you. Some do, some don't. Hey, I went from being a broke agent to being my broker's business partner, but I had the grit. I had the determination. I paid the price. I put in the sweat equity. And so that's what it's going to take right now. So yes, I am qualified to help people make money. The other day we were sitting there, we were just brainstorming, and I said, okay, so what is this message? What is the message? Let's bring clarity to this message. What is our value proposition? What is it that I know how to do? What is the solution that we are bringing to the table right here, right now in this new market? And I'm going to let you say it.
Yeah, you want me to? Okay. Well, it comes down to, we know how to make money in real estate. So if you want to win, come play with us. That's the message. And No, I love everything you said, and you said something earlier today also that change your mindset, right? Change your mindset, change your life, and I think that's another key factor. You can have the grit as well, but you first need to start with your mind, right? You need to believe in yourself. So
Absolutely.
I think that's also a key component in being able to outperform your competition.
So yes, we're talking about outperforming your competition, and so it has to do with your environment. Okay, just to recap, it has to do with your daily method of operating. It has to do with your skill sets. It has to do with the people that are around you holding you accountable. It has to do with the people that are showing up for you, whether you're there or not, that are saying, hey, let's go. It's game time. Let's go. When we look at these big players in the NFL or in the, baseball world, or we look at artists, we look at anyone that is executing at a high performance level. They didn't get ready when they got there to do their play. They've been getting ready. They've been practicing. They've been putting in the blood, sweat, and tears. They've been putting in the grit. They've been, you know, doing the dry runs so that when Super Bowl day shows up, I mean, could you imagine these players getting ready on Super Bowl day? And here we want to go outperform our competition, guys. Let's wake up. Let's wake up. Brokers, wake your agents up. I mean, call a meeting and shake the tree. You know, shake the tree, brokers, and I know it's scary. And that's the thing, man. Brokers, when we're brokers, man, we're wimpy, man. We don't want to have tough conversations with our people because we're afraid they're going to leave us. Listen, love them enough to let them go. Love them enough to set them free. Love them enough to bring them the truth so the truth can set them free. Come on now. We have people that are financially dried out, and we're not calling them out. We're not calling them up. We're not calling them up like, hey. And yesterday I had this conversation with someone and they were like, you know what, Lucy? That old conversation about, so how many deals do you have pending? So how many contracts do you have in the pipeline? How many sellers did you talk to last week? How many buyers did you show property to? That is bologna and cheese. No one wants to have that type of conversation. People want to cuddle and huddle right now. People want to feel community. And I told this person, I said, yeah, man, I used to be one of those lame brokers. And I'd say lame because it is lame. We need to level up too. You know, the conversation needs to be, come on, let's sit down. What can I do to help you win this month? Where are you at? Talk to me. That's what agents aren't getting. And brokers need to like rise up, show up, and level up, pull their people, call their people up. And you know what? If the conversation goes haywire, set them free. Maybe they weren't built to be in real estate. Maybe they weren't built to be in real estate. But it is definitely not real estate on easy street anymore. And that's why I love Agents in the Trenches, because it is a clear, concise, proven conversation. And you said it best. It begins with your mindset. You have to want it bad enough. How bad do you want it?
That's it. It's like if you had a mic, you would drop it right there.
I know I need to get a mic, right? So speaking of mic drop, we have a mic drop event coming up that is open to my whole, and I say mine because I own Southwest Florida in my heart. In my heart, this is the place that I work, live, and play for the last 23 years. This is my territory. I'm proud of it. I'm honored to be part of it. And I want to be a contributor and a collaborator. And I want to be part of the frontline leaders of our real estate industry. So this is my territory, and everyone else can feel the way they want to feel about Southwest Florida. What are we doing as a mic drop for our real estate population?
We are going to have an amazing networking event next Tuesday on May 30th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we're going to have a special guest, which we're going to be announcing tomorrow officially, which is going to be so exciting. We're going to talk about social media, exactly that, just building an online presence and not being a secret agent. So you don't want to miss it, and it's going to be full fire for sure.
And let me tell you why I decided to host this person, right? So we have a very, 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 proven person that's going to become unveiling the power of social media. It's like we're gonna unveil the power, the part that nobody sees, right? Because when you do things and you put it on social media, nobody sees the behind the scenes, right? Nobody
Mhm.
sees what it took to do what was done. And I've been watching this person do what they do, and I started admiring it from afar. And then I had an opportunity to invite her to my Spanish live Amanecer Inmobiliario that I do every day, Monday through Fridays at 9 a.m. in the morning, Miami time. And I realized that this person was doing it in a very organic way. It was down to earth. It was building her business, building her following, building her expertise in the market, setting herself apart as an authority. But the part that I love the best was her what? Consistency.
Yes.
Guys, man, some people, they get into doing stuff and they just like go all out and then they stop. Is it because it's hard? Of course it's hard. Doing ages in the trenches is a challenge, right? But consistency is everything. So yes, I'm super excited that this person is coming, and that is why I opened my academy, Southwest Florida Real Estate Academy, which is the venue that we will be using. So shout out to the venue, right? And I'm privileged to host this um, for everyone in our community. And I think this morning I woke up to an amazing news.
I saw 50% sold out. That's amazing.
50% sold out in 72 hours. 50% sold out in 72 hours. So if
Wow.
you're watching this, you listen, let me tell you, listen to me. Listen to me now. You want to be there. You want to be present. You want to come and see what someone that has built the consistency that this person has built. How have they done it? Because I'm promising you, even I'm going to walk away with some golden nuggets. Even I'm
Mhm.
going to walk away with some new concepts and insights. Even I'm going to walk away with, oh, so that's how that's done, right? Because we don't all know it all. We don't all know it all, but together we know it all.
That's right. That's right. She's going to be sharing so many good golden nuggets. And we are going to have an interactive part in the session as well. So you can go ahead and be hands on, do it now kind of mindset. And it's just going to be incredible. So I did put the link in the comments. So go ahead and grab your tickets, invite a friend. It is free to the
Yes.
community. So we're just excited to see you there. Take action.
And let me tell you, if you think that this is going to be fire, wait till you hear what we have in store for the second half of the year. Yesterday, I had an amazing conversation with a local leader. And on Monday, I had an incredible conversation with another local leader. And guys, I am the solution to Southwest Florida's real estate issues. I know how to help people make money. Like, I know how to help people make money. So if you want to make money in real estate, hit me up. Let's have a conversation. I'll listen. I will open my playbook for you. I will give it to you. Go do it. Go win, because winning is more fun than fun is fun. So if you want to make money in real estate, I'm your girl. Okay. I can help you. I have a solution for whatever. If you're a team leader and you need to recruit, I got a solution for that. If you're a broker and your people aren't producing, I've got a solution for that. I've been through so much, and yesterday I was telling this person, everything I've ever done has been from the ground up. But now I look back and I say, that's why I'm the strong tower that I am. That's why I'm the strong lighthouse that I can be now, because I've been there, I've done that, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not easy, but it's definitely worth it.
Absolutely, 100%. So, if you're looking to grow your online presence and want to know how to do it, all the tacticals and everything from A to Z, you don't want to miss Tuesday, May 30th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Southwest Florida Real Estate and Business Academy
Yes.
here in Fort Myers. So, I dropped the link below. Go ahead and check that out. And you could also visit both of our pages. We have it there as well on our page. So,
Yes.
grab your tickets now before they also sell out.
Yes, if we're going to be sold out. I know we are, because if we hit 50% sold out in 72 hours, I mean, we still are like 100 hours away from the event.
Yeah.
So I know we're definitely going to sell out. So awesome. So happy to be here with everyone. And I hope that you go out and you go hunting for your financial future. Talk to you guys later.
Make it an awesome day.